Hello, this is Chorus. Recently, my YouTube channel achieved 20,000 subscribers. Uh, Thank you all for supporting me, and I will continue making videos for custom base. Hopefully, you guys will still enjoy them. About 2 months ago, I posted on YouTube channel, my YouTube community, Twitter and Instagram, saying if you guys have any question for me. I'm so glad that I received so many replies and some of them really good questions. Unfortunately, for some of them, for example, some people asked me about the 3D printing machine, the 3D printing setup. Since I don't do 3D print myself, I could not answer to those questions, but I pick up some of the good ones and I gonna explain them in this video. Also, after the question and answer part, I will do a design giveaway and the rules will be explained later. The first question about the 3D model software, the one I currently use is called Parametric, but unfortunately it's not free software. And what's even worse is that, as for what I know, most good 3D modeling software such as SolidWorks, eh, they're not free. This is really bad news. Do you have any engineering degree? No. I major in geography. Currently, I'm a master student of geoscience. So basically, for all skills I need for baby design, um, it's basically about just 3D modeling. I I just learned myself. I'm very interested in how you use the software to design the base. Please share some of your skill. Well, actually, not just this question. Some people in my previous video they asked me to do a tutorial about how to 3D model in Bay or how to make a Bay. But well, as I said for last question, I don't have a degree in engineering. I never get any professional training in engineering. So all my skills are quite amateur. Um, yeah, I mean, you know how to do it, and you know how to teach other people how to do it. It's totally different level. I just know how to do it myself, but I don't know how to teach. Not to mention that I don't, I don't get any professional training at all. So if I do a tutorial, it could be misleading, since some of my operations may not be in the best way. Also, I believe there should already be a lot of very good tutorial about 3D modeling, although they are not specifically for baby design. But I believe it would be a very good start for people who want to make babies themselves. How to implement different materials for the 3D printing process? Well, actually, the different materials are not implemented during 3D printing. Um, the parts of different materials are printed separately. Uh, some services online they provide a various choice of different materials like TPU, plastic, resin, nylon, or even metal. Uh, you just separate put the orders, and when you just receive all the parts, you assemble them together. Yeah, that's it. How do you make the base metal? Does it get 3D printed and is it expensive? Um, as I mentioned for last question, there are some services provide 3D printed metal products. That's one choice. The 3D printed metal is relatively cheap. Well, it's still more expensive than plastic, yeah, but it should be more affordable. But the problem is the 3D print machine is not that smooth. The surface is not that smooth. There's another way to make metal parts. It's called CNC machining. It have excellent surface finish, but it's extremely expensive. It's especially after COVID, the price really rise a lot. For example, recently I'm making an armor for a special project. Uh, I made the armor using stainless steel, and I made 2 units. It cost me over $500. It's extremely expensive. It's really not recommended. So just use 3D print. Where do you get your base ideas for your new models? Well, actually, I just utilize the designs that have already existing on older base. I mean, Tagotomi's design. Um, uh, Actually, I think some people may just overestimate me. I'm not that creative. Usually I just use existing design, but just with slight modification mm, to create my own. So, well, sometimes the existing concept, gimmick, shape, or all these elements, you can find them in my baby designs. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I get my ideas. Did you ever scrap a project? Yes. For example, recently I published DB Apollos, and there will be DB Artemis and Eclipse soon. But actually, as early as in GT, I was thinking about making an Eclipse evolution. But I even have already made a prototype model, but I realized it's not strong enough. It will just break easily. So I just stopped that project, and yeah. But now I have a chance to continue working on Eclipse. Yeah, it's good. Do you accept design suggestion, names, and parts to make some base? Yes, actually, also still take Eclipse Bay as an example. Um, Actually, this combo at the very beginning for this combo, I was about to use Armor 2, Gigadisk, and Quattro Driver. But later, when I discussed with some people in Discord server, we finally decided to give it Nexus with S Gear, Armor 7, and Wave Dash. But actually, the point is, suggestions are always welcome, but I cannot guarantee that I will definitely accept it. Um, I may not adopt it, and well, if you tell me first, I will I will appreciate, but I cannot guarantee I will adopt your suggestion. So if you don't mind about it, you can always tell me if you want. How does design process work when making custom? Does it start from single sketch or do you go straight to designing? Um, Now I direct go to 3D modeling, but at the very beginning, I will draw a sketch, especially when the design is quite complex. I just draw sketches to see if my idea works. If there, especially to see if there's enough space to for me to do the design. But now basically just go straight to designing. It's two question about how to use the model I provided. Yeah. So as said in the same question, you can just use the link in the description of my videos to get the 3D models, and you can just use those models to print your own parts. Either print them yourselves, or find someone else to help you to print it, like online services or other workshops. That's totally fine. Also, if you want to make video about this space, uh, that's also good. And if you want to modify the original design to make your own version, that's also good. Um, and if you want to print them and sell them, well, As for me, it's acceptable as long as the price is reasonable. Yeah. What was your favorite system to 3D print Beyblades for? And what is your favorite system for Baby Burst yet? These two questions I think are very good. They're not the same question, but they're asking a question from two aspects. The first question is from the view of a designer, and the second one is from the player. As for designer, I my favorite system should be gold layer, the gold layer, um, because the layers after GT system they are separated into multiple parts. This makes the layer have less space to put the gimmicks in. So you can see that the layer just gets bulky and just so huge, so large, because there's no enough space to do the gimmick if you make it small. Um, and so actually the gold and the chosen layer are better for gimmick design. And compared to chosen layer, the gold layer is you don't need to worry about metal. Yeah, that's quite simple. You don't need to think about metal. Metal, even for 3D print, is more expensive than plastic. So gold layers easier to make. It's cheaper. Um, but despite that, if I have to choose from GT sparking and DB layer, I would say sparking is better. Uh, Sparking is well because well how to explain it? The joint with the chassis is related. It's more like a circle. I mean, the GT and DB, you can see there are edges for the weight or the armor. There are edges that make the design a little bit. I mean, it's even this it will limit the space for design. But sparking is better. And for baby as a baby player, in the aspect of player, my favorite one is sparking. The double chassis is really a cool idea. It's quite frustrating that in DB they gave up that idea. This is a question about my favorite my favorite one among all the I designed. Um, Except the one that I haven't published, my favorite one should be Void Rimru, the slime Beyblade. Why do you 3D print birth space mostly than other generation of Beyblades? Well, that's quite simple because birth is ongoing. Well, either Plastigen or the metal series have already ended. Also, I'm not a big fan of Plastigen, but because at that time I haven't started playing Beyblade. And for metal based, well, as I said, making metal parts are always more expensive. So yeah, burst. To be honest, the burst is much more friendly to amateur Beyblade designer like me. Yeah, you don't need to worry about metal. So this is a question about why I like making base. So for me, the biggest thing is definitely the whole process of modeling. That you turn your idea and something really abstract into someone that can really exist. And not only other one can see your idea directly, you can examine if your design works. If it's a good design by just battle your brain with something else. Yeah. Um, it's really an entertainment for me. Next question about about myself. Well, I'm from China. Currently, I'm a student in the United States. I've been here for 6 years since 2016. As of at beginning, I mean, before the COVID, I came back home once or twice every year. But after COVID, I have back home for about over 2 years. Yeah, but it's not that bad because well, thanks to the development technology, now we can just chat with my family online. So not that bad. This full question about my plan after baby birth ends. So um, yeah, I think I will create my own baby birth system. Um, I have some very rough idea about it, but well, if BU is really the final season for baby burst, I will definitely create my own system after BU. Do you plan to make a birth system variant to your partner bay? I think you're talking about this for right? For my partner bay of metal series. I don't think I will make burst version for them, but for sure I will make my partner bay for burst when baby burst ends. Yeah, probably in DB system or probably in my own system. I haven't decided yet. Are we going to see QD evolutions in the future? No. Uh, I'm not saying Quad Drive is there's nothing good, but it's really a horrible toy line. I don't want to even spend a penny on this. Yeah, it's just horrible. The last three questions, they're a little bit special. If you remember, last year I uh, showed you guys the list about my DB plan, and I said I won't add any other Beyblade into that list. Um, but that list was created based on the assumption that DB is just a 1 year project, like all other birth series before. But now we know that the next series, the BU Burst Ultimate, it will be like something like DB2, the second season for DB. So that means Takuratomi will continue releasing DB products. So so do I. Yeah. For DB Evolution to Evil Eye, DB Evolution Psyche Phantom, yes, they're already in the list. Actually, I have started some of this project BU projects. Um, So if you ask, is there any DB thing that I haven't talked about on my Twitter, YouTube, or Instagram? Yes. And now, although I won't tell you what they are, but I could show you some of these designs, just the blades. Maybe you can tell what they are, uh, and maybe you can find something that you you, you want. So here it is. Okay, next let's talk about the design giveaway. So to participate in the giveaway, you just need to briefly describe the bay you want in the comment of this video. And you can talk about, for example, you can talk about the name, the motive, the type, the color, or whatever you have come out with. You don't really need to follow all these things, but you just simply talk about what you want. And I will randomly pick three comments and make design for each of them based on their requirements. And if you win, you need to contact me either via Twitter or Instagram, or if you use our social media, let me know and we can discuss more about the details of the design. And after the design is finished, both the model and the actual products will be sent to the winners. The end date of the end date to participate in this giveaway is April 15th. So there's still 1 month from today. Uh, this design could be any existing bird system, the single layer, dual layer, gold layer, choices layer, GT layer, sparking layer, or DB layer. All these are fine. It could be the evolution of old base, a remake of Plasgen or Metal Gem, or if it could also be something totally new. Also, if you are not satisfied with some of Takotami's products, or maybe Hasbro products, or maybe you think you have better idea for my old design, you can talk with me and I could make a different version of them. And here's something that you need to be aware that this giveaway is for burst only, and it's for layer only also. And if you want metal parts for the design, it will be made using 3D printing instead of CNC machining, because as I said, CNC is really expensive now. Also, too complex gimmick may not be realized. And I know some people may ask me to do design based on some anime or movie characters, but it's very risky because I may not be familiar with the one you're talking about. If you don't mind, it's fine, but it's very likely, in that case, it's very likely that my design will not fully fit the original character design. Just be aware about it. Also, you always need to keep in mind that I will try my best, but sometimes I just may not be able to fully satisfy your requirements or expectations. So I will suggest you to prepare multiple tries for me so that I can do it better. So that's all for this video. Again, thank you all for supporting me, and hopefully you will still enjoy my video in the future. See you next time.